Alright, so what's up everybody? I can't believe it's almost over. 4 more days. This is a recap for Lost, Season 6, Episode 16, What They Died For. We start the episode off with the camera on Jack's eye in its opening. He's waking up out of bed and he goes into the bathroom and we see that blood spot that he had on from back in LAX. David pops in and says that he made breakfast, and they sit down and Jack tells him he doesn't know if he knows it or not, but opening a box of cereal doesn't constitute making breakfast. I thought that was pretty funny. Then all of a sudden Claire shows up because Jack offered to let her stay there, and they offer her some cereal and they both get up. Next thing is Jack gets a phone call, and it's supposedly Oceanic Airlines calling that says that they found his lost package, which was his dad's casket. And what we find out it's not. Desmond's just setting stuff up for later on. Okay, back on the beach, Jack is trying to stitch Kate's shoulder where she got shot at. Desmond's sitting in the car, getting ready to do another hit and run. He's become quite gangster lately for whatever reason. No, that's not right. Gangsters do drive-bys, I guess. He's like, no, don't you dare. It's kind of funny, like, it's like something your mom would tell you, don't be doing that, you know? He walks out and he punches Ben, and, you know, he punches him until he starts seeing flashes. Now this part I really didn't like because it took Desmond running John Locke over with a freaking car to get him to flash, okay? But Ben, he starts punching him in the face 5-6 times, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, okay, I seen what, you know, where we were. That just doesn't make sense to me. I wonder, are they ever going to explain why Miles can sense dead people? I hope they explain that. If it's already been explained, I just didn't maybe catch it. Let me know down at the bottom, okay? Thanks, guys. Alright, so I guess by what I just heard, I was wrong. Widmore was a good guy. So Ben is in the hospital, and he's getting doctored up by the nurse. And John Locke shows up, and Ben tells him that he got into a fight with the same guy that ran him over. And John Locke goes to get his phone out and call the cops, and Ben says, why you want to call the cops? And he's like, why wouldn't I? And he says, because the man that ran you over, he's not trying to hurt you, he's trying to help you let go. And I'm really liking Desmond so far. Always liked Desmond. But anyways, Desmond turns himself in to Sawyer and says, I'm your suspect that you're looking for. And he comes in and he gets put in the same cell as Saeed, and he's right next to Kate, and he just says, good afternoon. And he's like, and then he's like to Kate, he's like, how are you doing today? And he just got this smirk on his face like he knows exactly what he's doing. I love it. My personal opinion is that yes, Sawyer did kill them people, because if he wouldn't have touched the bomb, Jack was right, the bomb couldn't have exploded. So young Jacob shows up to Hurley and says, give me what's in your pocket. I know you have the ashes that you took from Alana's things. And he runs away, and Hurley chases him, and then all of a sudden older Jacob is there and tells him that though I put my ashes in there, you know, once the light burns out, then you'll never see me again. And he's like, gather your friends, the end is near. Zoe comes in and says, you know, we need to hide. And Widmore and Zoe decide to hide inside of Ben's secret room, while Miles is like, I'll be running through the woods if you guys need me. And Ben asks for the walkie-talkies from Zoe and Widmore, and he takes them. He gives one to Miles, and Ben keeps one for himself in case he ever needs to get a hold of Miles. And I got a feeling we're going to see Miles again. A big mistake on Richard's part. Smokey doesn't even give Richard a chance to say anything. Just boom! I'm gonna say that Richard's probably dead. Wow, Ben is quite the snitch, isn't he? Alright, in an unexpected turn of events, this part was really good. Benjamin's outside, and he's walking, and Alex comes up to him and helps him. And she says, "Oh, let me and my mom give you a ride home." It's Rousseau, and she invites him to dinner, and he goes. And I thought, Alex and Rousseau was both really looking good in this episode. Very, very pretty women. And I didn't see that coming. That really shocked me whenever I found out. Considering what he's done to her, it's crazy. Rousseau tells Ben that her father died when she was 2. You've showed her so much attention and stuff. You're the only father figure she really has ever known. And Ben walks out, and he's getting ready to clear off the table, and he looks at her, and she's doing her homework, and he starts to choke up. I thought that this is very, very well done. And he blames on, he's like, "Oh, it must be the onions." And she says, "I'll put less in next time." Zoe gets what's coming to her, and Flock slices her throat. And Ben finally gets revenge on Widmore. He shoots him and says he doesn't get to save his daughter. Jacob is saying, "Hello, Kate. Hello, Sawyer. Hello, Jack. Blah, blah, blah." And Hurley's like, he says hello. He's standing right over there by the fire. Jack's like, "Oh, we see him." Classic Hurley moment. Locke finally decides he wants to be out of the wheelchair. Jacob tells him basically that he brought him to the island because they were all flawed and they had a miserable existence basically, and they all needed someone like the island needed them. So Hurley asks, he says, "Well, how are you going to choose?" And Jacob says, "I'm not going to choose. I'm going to give you guys the option that I never had, which is a choice." And when I was watching, I knew he was going to say that because it fitted perfectly, because Jacob wasn't really given a choice. It was kind of thrown at him. And Kate says, "Well, what if none of us decides that we want to do the job?" And then he says, "Then this ends badly." Jack says, "This is why I'm here. This is what I'm supposed to do." And Jacob, I loved it. Jacob says, "Is that a question?" And Jack says, "No." And Jacob's like, "Good, then it's time." Jacob takes Jack to the stream and tells him that beyond the bamboo forest is where the light is. He's like, "There's nothing out there." And he says, "You'll be able to find it now." And Jacob takes some water out of the stream and says a prayer over it. And then he asks for a cup from Jack. He says, "Drink this." Jack drinks it, and then he says, "Now you're like me." So the next part was, in my opinion, it was pretty epic. They're being transported, and they're in a van, and Desmond tells them, "Well, it's about time for us to go." And they're like, "What the heck are you talking about?" And Desmond says, "If I let you guys go with me, you got to promise to do something that I ask you to." And they both agree. And all of a sudden, the doors open on the van, and it's Ana Lucia. And then beside the van is parked Hurley's Camaro. And I recognized it as soon as I seen it. I said, "That's Hurley's Camaro." And then she said, "All right, where's your man with the money?" And then all of a sudden, Hurley's yellow Hummer pulls up. He gives him the money, and he says, "Oh, hello, Ana Lucia." Like, it's obvious that Hurley has flashed for whatever reason, and he knows that this is the alternate timeline. And she's like, "Do I know you?" And Hurley's like, No, we never met." And he's like, "What, is she coming with it?" He's like, "No, she's not ready yet." Alright, so Ben asks a pretty good question to Flock. He asks him, he's like, if you can turn into Smoke Monster whenever you want, then why do you bother walking? He's like, "Because I like the feel of my feet on the ground. Reminds me of when I was human." Flock's real intentions is to destroy the island. So there's our definitive answer. Well, guys, who do you think helped Desmond out of the well? Did Sayid have time? Or maybe, do you think it could be maybe Rose and Bernard that helped him out? I think that'd be pretty cool. Where the heck is Vincent at? I want to see some dog. I want to know what's going on with Walt. Is Walt still out and about? I guess I have to wait till Sunday to find out what the hell everybody's been up to. But anyways, guys, like I said before, I don't know how long it's going to take me to get the Sunday, the finale episode up. It's 2.5 hours long. There's going to be a lot of stuff to cover. Thanks, guys, for watching. Over 700 views in less than a week. That's amazing to me. Thanks.